Let's take a look at stitch number 7 and 8. They look pretty similar, don't they? This one has a solid line, this one has a few more dashes because number 8 is called your variable zigzag. Very oftentimes you're going to use number 7 over 8, but there's times when you want to use the variable zigzag as well. Let's take a look and see what happens underneath the needle. Now, this is the perfect time to actually talk to you about needle position being in the up or down. You're going to notice that I have it in the up position right here. Let's say I want it always down, and that's actually what I usually prefer it to be. All I have to do is simply touch the needle down position. Now, from now on, my needle will always stop in the down position. See? Here we go. That's wonderful because let's say I want to turn and pivot. All I have to do is lift up my foot, put my foot back down. As I've pivoted, the needle has stayed down, allowing no extra movement in that fabric, right? And now I can go in a different direction. All right, I'm going to bring this up again, pivot, and let's see how by changing the width or the length that zigzag is going to look a little different now. So back up here to the screen, I'm going to bring this over and let's see how far up I can go. I can go as far as a 7 because it's a 7mm feed dog system. And I can go as low as a 0, which actually would end up being a straight stitch, right? So let's go ahead and let's go to a 1, for example, and take a look at what the stitch looks like. Very, very small. I'm going to keep that needle in the down position and pivot. Do you see right here? Very, very small. I'll go ahead and keep it at a 1, but this time I'm going to bring those stitches closer together. So in order to do that, I'll take my cursor key and bring it underneath the length, and let's go ahead and decrease that length. That's basically a satin stitch, right? So again, by changing width and lengths, it really can give you all kinds of different stitch options here. When would you use a variable zigzag? Well, let's take a look and see what this stitch looks like. Let's see, let's go back over to our stitch selection, bump it up to number 8, and I'm going to put my foot down. You're going to notice instead of just one big full sweep from point A to point B, there's actually a few stitches in between. So where this comes in handy is especially if you're doing some mending. Say you have a tear in some fabric, like a hole in your shirt or in a pair of jeans or something. You could go back and forth. You can make that stitch length wider or more narrow. You can have them closer. And that's actually going to, rather than jump, 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 you've got little jumps in between. So that's when variable zigzag is probably the most viable option, is when you're doing, repairing, right? So there's a few other times when you might use it, but most often than not, you're going to use 0.7.